Hello and welcome to Lightning Component Development Session Day 18. This is Samit, and today we are going to learn Lightning Map, where we can map our records based on the address, whatever the particular address is there for our record. So under the Lightning Map, we will be learning two type of map. First one will be single markup. Single markup means that for a single record, and then multiple markup means that we will be marking up our multiple account records here. And then after, on the lab side work, on the project work, we will be focusing on how we to create the functionality for cart, implement the functionality for cart item whenever user is clicking on add to cart, that one. And then we will be also seeing if there is any existing cart item, so how we will handle that one. So let's go ahead and start with the lightning map. So lightning map is basically, this is also a lightning based component. Inside that lightning map, we have one required parameter, that is map markers. Map markers are that whatever the location is there, what is the longitude, what is the title, or what is the description, what are the icon name for that. So we can put that map markers, and then zoom level we can provide either it is 16, 18, whatever we wanted to. So all these map markers takes and as a list parameters. Zoom level is a number parameter. So for that we have created here two parameter. One is map marker, that is type of object, we can also say that type of list, and then zoom level is a type of integer. And on the initialization of the component, we are calling a method that is init, and on that init method we will be setting the value for the map markers, whatever it is that. So first let's go ahead and see how this map marker attributes, how the structure of that marker will look like. So here these are the attributes. As I say that it takes an array parameter as a list of, so this is these are the starting and ending curly braces, and then inside that there is a attribute that is location. It's itself a array in itself. So here you can see that it's an array: city, country, postal code, state, and street. And then icon, we have whatever the icon, whatever for object we are mapping, that is standard colon account or anything. And the title, and the title is the account name or whatever, if you wanted to. So on the click of that marker, whatever the title we wanted to show there. And then description, we can show that this is a long description. This is just sample. So let's go ahead and see how we can create. You can see here under location we need city, country, postal code, state, or street. So let's go ahead and see how this works, lightning map. So this is our Salesforce developer org. We will be going ahead, clicking on go to the developer console, and then under developer console we will be creating a new lightning component that we will say as lightning map. And then inside that lightning map we will just displaying a single account record with the help of map marker. So let's go ahead, create the component. We'll say that lightning map, and let's say that is places as record page, so that we can use it on our account detail page. So what we'll do, we just create two attributes that are attribute, we'll say name that map markers, type will be object as we saw, and then the other attribute that we will create is integer type. So aura colon attribute name equal to, we can say that zoom level, as this is for the zoom level, and then type will be integer. And here in the division section we'll just put our lightning map. We will say that map, we can give the aura IDs, that we can say that account map, and then we will give the zoom level, that that will be v dot zoom level, and then we will be providing the map markers. map markers. So let's go ahead, v dot type this map markers. So let's see here and verify if you are able to we are using the correct one or not. So for this, what we'll do, we'll just copy this URL, paste here, and type the component reference dot app, and we will be redirect to the component library. So here in the component library, we will be finding a lightning map here, and we'll be verifying if the case, because lightning is case sensitive, so we need to be careful while we are putting the attributes here. So let's go here, find the map, and inside the map, as you can see, single markup, multiple markup. So here you will see, yep, map marker M is capital there, and then zoom level L is capital there. So yep, now we are good to go. The other thing we need to do is that we just need to use our handler that will be name of init, and value will be this, because we are working on the current component, this, and then action we will be calling a JavaScript method that will be do init. And here's on the do init, let's go ahead, the controller method create a do init. So now what we'll do, we'll just create, we can say that map markers, as this takes a parameter, and that is location, and then it also takes title. As of now we will say that test account. It also takes description, we can say that test description, and inside location it takes city, then it takes street, then it takes postal code, it also take state, it also takes country. So let's go ahead to our application, open any particular account record, and we will be using the address field, we will be using the address for that account, and we'll be seeing if we are able to get the map marker or not for that account. So here I'm going to Burlington Textile Corporation, and then just go to the action, click on edit, and we will be getting the address. Here you can see street is this 525S Langston Avenue. So for that, okay, for that street we are going to use this, and then city is Burlington, state is NC, country is USA. So oops, it's a Burlington, state is NC, country is USA, and then postal code is 27215. So here we are going to do that 27215. Now what we'll do, we will set this map markers to our attribute, that is map marker, with using the same approach. So here, okay, this is the variable, close this, component dot set, with the help of v as a value provider, then attribute name, and then whatever the value we wanted to set here, and we'll also set zoom level, we say that v dot zoom level, and then the value, let's say that 16 or 18. So we can come here, we can provide that as, let's say that 18. Let's save it, go to the same account, click on gear icon, edit the page. Now we are going to add that page here, the component that we created, that is a lightning map, and then we will see if you are able to, oops, this one is map. So let's remove this, the component that we already added here, go to the lightning map, add that, and you can see that we are able to see the place for the map, but we are not able to see the marker. So we will save it and go back, and we will see if we are able to get any kind of errors over there, or we are able to get any warnings on the console. So let's go ahead. Here we can see the map, but it's I believe this is because of zoom. Let's zoom out this and we'll see if we are able to see anything or not. No, we are not able to see anything, but still we are able to get the map over here. So first what we'll do, instead of map, I'll just use so that we can this is the map. We can just use width as 400 px. Yep, that is okay. Because of yep, or leave it whatever the width is there. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll check here. Let's make it as 10 instead of 18. Map marker is it's a location, so come here on the controller side, it's a location. Okay, street, city, state, title, description. Okay, let's copy this code and see what happens. Either we are able to see the things, we are able to see the map or not, then we will be comparing our code with this. So instead of this CMP, let's replace it with our component, and map marker and zoom level is both are same. So now let's go ahead, refresh the page and see if we are able to get the map or not. So refresh this. Yep, now we are able to get the map. That means we are doing somewhere wrong while we are binding the data with our object. So let's go ahead here, see what is wrong. Street, city, state. Okay, we can see that. You can just say if this is because of this state, city, state. I don't think this is because let's go ahead, document. We'll see city, country, postal code, state. We can give at any with the help of any sequence, so that doesn't matter. We can also give here icon names or icon only. It's icon only. So icon is standard colon account. Okay, let's see this map marker. It's an object that takes a location attribute, street, city, state, postal code and country. State, postal code and country, then title, description. Title is there. We are setting as well map marker. Okay, let's remove this and put this inside a object, and we'll see what if you are able to get any map or not. So here we are just refreshing the page. The component is, we just need to refresh. Okay, we're not. Yep, now we are able to get the map. So if you click on this, you can see whatever the name is test account, whatever the description is test description. So the only the problem was with our code was that we are not using the array, we are just using the object. So because it takes the array of objects, so we need to put inside the array, that is array. This defines the array, the square curly braces, square brackets, and then curly braces defines the objects. So this is how we can just here test account, test description, or we can just use the same test that was saying that the White House, and then we can just description anything else. So also we can just use the CSS for our division. That will be very easy for us because we are width, that is, let's say that 600 px. And now refresh the page and see if you are able to get the width, whatever the width we have provided here, so that we can see that in a very easy way. Yep, you are able to get that. Is very cool. So as the map is also visible in a very easy way. If you click on, you can see that the White House, whatever the description we have put over here. So now the on the same for the single markup, this is for only account. Okay, so now what we'll do, we'll just go ahead here and we'll see what we can do for the single markup, or what are the parameters that we can use over here on the lightning map. So let's go ahead and see here. We can see marker titles. We can just say that let's say it is mark my favorite place, whatever this is. And then we can also use the multiple, as we saw this is takes the list of objects. So we can also say here marker titles, and let's go ahead refresh this and see if you are able to see marker anywhere or not. And then after that we will see how we can use the map for the multiple locations. Okay, so we are not able to see anything. Okay, so let's go ahead and what we'll do here, we will create a new Apex class. We'll query all the accounts. We will say that is lightning map aura services, and then inside that class we are going to fetch all the account records, whatever the address is there. We'll see that in which address we do have values, and then we will use public static, let's say that list of account, and we will say that fetch account, and then here we will return list of all the accounts that we have. So list of account list, we will be returning, let's say that select id name. We will see that shipping street, shipping. Okay, so I do have that query. So what I will do, I'll just go ahead on the classes. I will use all accounts map controller, and this is that one. So this is the query we are just going to use here. Yep, you can see shipping street, city, state, postal code, country, from account, where all these addresses are not null, so that we can map all those address on our application. So let's go ahead, copy this query and execute on the query editor and see how many records we have with the same what are the matching filter criteria. So here you can see that we have 14 records. So now what we'll do, we will use this aura services on our component as a controller. Okay, controller controller, and then on init we are going to call a method that will be of helper method, helper dot on init, and we are going to pass all three parameters, helper, events, component. And let's go to the helper, create a method, and from that method we are going to call the class of our the method of our class. So here we will be just following the same approach, action component dot get c dot whatever the name of method is. So name of method is fetch accounts, so we'll be naming as fetch accounts. Let's say that fetch accounts, because we are fetching multiple accounts, we are not fetching a single account. And then as we are not passing any parameter, so it will be action.set callback, that will be this function and response here, and then we will be sending the request with the help of $a.enqueue action, that is this. After that we will get all the, like, first we will check for the state, whatever the state is there, and then let's check for if success and then else. So state equal to success or state is stopped, then we will be getting the, let's say that response return value, and else we are going to get the error, whatever the error we are getting, response dot get errors, and then oops, it's not errors, it's get error, then console.log error and specify errors. Now what we'll do, as you can see in the controller, we are just creating a list of our marker, whatever this is, we can say we are creating a list of objects. So what we are going to do, first we will create a list over here, we can say that map markers, that will be a list, and then we are going to use a for loop. Inside that we are going to use map markers dot push, and inside that push we are going to use the complete object. Oops, here control A, shift tab, there is something wrong. Okay, inside for loop we are going to use let I equal to 0, I is less than result data dot length, and then I plus plus. Now if you'll do, it will indent. Okay, so now here what we need to do, result data I, we are going to use result data I dot, as here we are using shipping street, so it will be a shipping street over here. Copy this, instead of city, state, postal code, USA, title, description. So street, after that city, state, postal code, and then we have shipping country, it will be name, and this will be description. So if I add this description over here, I should be able to get, yep, we are able to get the description. If description is there, if not, then we are not able to get. Okay, so this is what we did. We fetched all the account records, we created the marker variable, and we looped through with the marker, we pushed that under the for application, and then we are going to component.set. So what we'll do, we'll do the same thing here. We are not going to do this thing, so let's go ahead and use that this. Okay, so this is the map marker, the variable name is also correct, and then before going ahead, let's console this map marker. We'll say that my marker is this. Go ahead, refresh the page and see what the things is we are getting. If you are able to get multiple markers, no, you can see length of null. So here we are checking length, LENGTS result data. Okay, fetch accounts. We are already returning account list. So first we need to check whatever the state is there. So let's alert is. Okay, so we need to debug, so let's go to the account. Okay, what happens? Refresh this. Open the any account, and here, okay, we are getting length. Let's inspect this. Go to console. We are getting the map markers as well. So okay, so what the issue is here, we need to use RIF here, and we will only display the map if the map markers, the value for map markers length is greater than 0, then only we are going to display the map. So let's go ahead and put this complete tag inside the RIF, refresh the page and see if you are able to see and the map. Okay, what, we are getting the error. Why? This is a very RIF is true, v dot map markers dot length length is greater than 0. Yep, this is okay. So why we are getting errors? Go to the account, open any account and see if you are still getting. Okay, error is not here. Okay, yep, you are able to get all the. Okay, so let's go ahead, remove the width, and we are not needing the width as of now. So let's go ahead, refresh this, and here we will see how the map is showing here on the record detail page of any account. You can see here map marker. Now you can see whatever the title that we get there, that is my favorite places for lunch, and you can see all the accounts are here listed, that whatever the account we have. And let's zoom out this, and the zoom level is too high, so we are just going to put here zoom level as a, instead of 10 we are going to use 4 only. Okay, let's refresh this and we will see how this is working. So to whenever we wanted to show our account on the application, we want to show the record on the application, you can see if you hover over whatever the, if you click on, you can see, you click on this, you can see the title, and you can, there are also few properties that we will have a look here. So let's go ahead on the specification. You can see we can provide a class, we already provided the title, label, marker title. You can also provide the center and then show footer. This is a boolean variable that is before default is false, and source footer with open in Google Maps default value is false. So let's go ahead to a component, put this as a true, and then we are going to refresh the page again, and we will see what kind of value we are getting on the footer if you are clicking on any account that are listed on the right side. So let's go ahead, click on this. Yeah, if you, yep, you can see open in Google Map, it's a button. If you click on this, it will open the same address on the Google Map. So this is nothing, it's a Google API that Salesforce is consuming on their end, and then they are creating the markup with the help of, you can see the description is also here for the account that we used, and you can see here the title, that the icon that we are using, we are sending the icon here from the helper class, and that is standard colon account. So this is the basic example of map. If you wanted to see where are the particular record exist on the map on the world level, we can use the lightning map. We can also use the lightning map for all the records that we wanted based on our filter criteria, and then we can just put the icon, description, whatever we wanted to put over here. So this is this is the simple example. You can go ahead on the library. You can find for multiple markups. You can see over here the same that we are seeing for the accounts. You can go for the complex application. Complex application is also same as everything is same, like they are providing everything as whatever we are doing here, title, description. And if you see on multiple markers, they are not providing, they are just providing city and country. So we can also provide city and country, or we can provide on the complete address, city, state, postal code, country, whatever that is appropriate as per our requirement. We can pass those values over there. So we can we already saw the single marker, how this single marker map work with the lightning map. We also saw the multiple markers, and then now it's time to work on the lab. So as on the previous session, we created cart, we created cart item object, we created coupon, and we also created an address book object. So let's go ahead. So first what we'll switch back to our application, and for the cart, as we used coupon as a master of cart object, so what I did for the default coupon, I created a coupon with the name of default over here, and that is especially it's not a coupon name, it's a coupon code, and provided the price as a 0, and then given the expiration time that is in 2099. Total quantity whatever I wanted, just give 100, coupon use 0, remaining quantity is 100. So this is the simple coupon that we are going to use while we will be implementing. So what we will do today, we are clicking on add to cart, we are displaying the information over here. Let's say that I have added multiple beers over here. Close these all. Now I added 9. Whenever I'm clicking on this particular cart icon, I will be redirected to a page, to a component that is called as cart detail. Before redirecting to the component, what we will do, we will call the method of an Apex class that will check if the cart, there is an active and open cart for that particular user who is logged into the system. Then return that cart and add all those items whatever we have added here on the Beer Explorer as a cart item for that cart. If the cart doesn't exist in the system, then create the cart and insert the cart items, and then return those information to the cart detail component. So here what we are going to do, we will just go ahead here. Okay, close these tabs, we are not using any more these. Okay, so for that you can see this is the cart info component where we have created a hyperlink that we are using the utility cart icon. So on the click of that, we are navigating. So before navigating, what we'll do, we will call a method of Apex class. That class I already created so that we can easily go ahead and understand the code. So the cart class name is cart details or services. This is the method that we are going to get the coupon code. We are going to get the price of the coupon if we are if the user is applying any coupon. And then this method is for creating the cart items. Inside that cart items, we are going to pass the list of all beers that the user is adding with the help of this UI interface. And then the other method is get cart ID. This method is responsible for checking if the cart is there, if the existing cart is there for that user, you can see the another method, that is get cart, which is querying where user is current user and then the cart is active. That means the checkbox is active for that cart, returning the cart. If the cart is there, return the ID for that cart, the existing cart one. And then if cart is not there, create the cart with the default coupon, cart ID string math.random, status will be open, is active will be true, and user will be the current logged in user. And then insert that cart, insert cart, return the cart ID. So here, okay, this is for returning the cart ID. This is okay, this we already covered this method. And then this method is getting the cart items with respect to the cart ID. So what we are going to, if cart ID is null, get the cart ID from here and then return the respective cart items. So what we are going to do, so let me explain you all the things, all the methods one by one. Create cart items, we are getting the list of beer, list of items. We are creating two lists, one is cart item list, one is cart item to update. So here this cart item to update is going to take place. How this particular list variable is helpful in our this particular method. So what if one user is already added this particular beer on their cart, the user didn't place the order, user came into the system, login again and added the same beer. So as this particular beer already added as a cart item, this would be, the quantity must be 2 here, but the cart item will be 1 with the help that will be saying that there is a beer that is related and the quantity is 2 for that beer. So this is what we are doing. We need to update, in that case we need to update the cart item with one quantity, as whenever user is click on this, we are going to default the quantity for cart item with the number 1. And then so this map, the same map is getting the cart items, cart ID, we are sending this cart ID here. So this map, what it does, it takes all the cart items where cart is whatever the cart ID we are sending, and then looping over the cart item list existing list, checking if the whatever the map, okay, so the map key will be containing the ID of beer record and then cart item, the complete cart item, whatever the cart item is there. So if you are checking if the beer is already there in the application, not there in the map, then only put those beer in the map and item as a key, sorry, item as a value over here. That will be being returned here on the cart item object, cart items method, and we will be checking if that particular map is containing the beer ID. That means that item for that beer, a cart item for that beer is already exist in the system. We need to update the cart, else we need to create a cart with the default quantity as a 1. So this is how all the method works here on the class, and this class we are going to use on the cart info that I already use a controller get card details R services. Now on the click of this, as we already have list of all the records here, what we'll do, on click of this go to cart button, just let's copy paste this as of now. We will be creating action that will be checking that component.get, and this component.get will be, sorry, c dot the method name of our application, that is, okay, we will be calling the create cart items, and the create cart item itself is calling the method get cart ID inside that. So this will automatically be create a new cart or return the existing cart. So let's go ahead, use that method create cart items, and then we need to pass the parameters that we are already passing the parameters. Okay, so this will be set params, it always takes, and then action dot set callback. This will be taking two parameters, this and a callback function response, and then we need to use tolerate dot into enqueue action to send the action to the server. For the parameters, go to the class, get the parameter name, that is blist colon, as we already have those blists, so here we are going to get those blist. Come here, state response dot get state. Now put all the checks over here for a condition for the state, that will be success, draft, and then we will be checking for incomplete as well. Then here we will be checking for the error, here we will be checking for the error state if you are getting any error, and then at the end we will just console. So here what we are going to do, we are just going to do that console.log user is offline, system doesn't support, offline. Inside the error we need to get the errors, that will be response.get error, and inside this we will be checking if errors 0. Okay, if errors are errors 0 dot page message, and then we are also checking if errors are errors 0 dot duplicate results. Okay, and then we will be consoling the respective errors, or here we will be logging console.log page error, we can say this, and then we can console.log, that will be duplicate results. Okay, so and here on the state what we are going to check, we are going to check what were the things we are not returning anything. So okay, instead of returning anything, just let's return a string, that we will be returning this cart ID at the end over here, return cart ID. Okay, so now what we'll do, then after success we are going to navigate to the page that will be here, we will be sending cart ID, and this cart ID, as we will be getting here on the response dot get return value, so we will be sending get return value here. Then as we are sending this to the cart detail, then on the initialization of this component, that we will say do init. On the do init of component, we will get the cart ID parameters. Okay, what parameter we are sending here? Okay, we are sending this cart ID, we are getting this cart ID parameter instead of cart. Okay, we'll just comment out this as of now. So we will be discussing all this here on the cart details. So let's go ahead refresh the page and see whatever the code we have written for the cart information. That means clicking on the cart page, we are able to create the cart and its related cart item or not. So here I'll just going to add 2 beer. Okay, clicking on the object. Okay, I'm here. I'm just not getting anything. Okay, I must be getting some errors. Selected beer. Okay, proxy. Okay, why we are not? Okay, go to cart. Let's. Okay, first what we'll do, we'll just go to the cart here, and we will see if you are able to see any cart here. That will be, instead of recent view, set all. No. So let's go ahead, alert this state, and we'll see if you are able to get any errors. So we're going to refresh this. Oops, we refreshed the wrong place. No issue. Click on the beer explorer over here, add to cart, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click getting success. I'm redirecting to this. If I'm getting success, what error I'm getting here? Let's go back on the debug log or apex, and we will see if you're able to get. Okay, you can see. Nope. Okay, let's alert this as well. We'll also do one thing, we'll not navigate as of now. We'll only see whatever the result we are getting. So let's go this, refresh again. Add to cart. I'm just adding only one. I'm getting selected beer here. Okay, click on add to cart. I'm getting success. Okay, I'm getting undefined. So why I'm getting undefined on that? So let's go to the class over here. I'm getting on create cart items. Okay, so this is a Apex class debug. Let's go ahead on the debug, turn on the debug log for my user, and then we will see what debug log is here we are able to get. Go to the debug. Either we are able to, there might be we are getting some error, we are not able to catch that. So I'm just going to edit the filter. Save it. Okay, now what I will do, I'll click on this, I'll add one more, click on success. Okay, I'm getting undefined. Now I'll refresh this page, we'll get some debug log over here, and then we will see what is the exact issue that we are facing. Why we are not able to get. No issue. Let's go that on the cart info controller. It's a go to cart. It's a cart detail. No, cart info. Okay. So whenever we are clicking on this cart info, we are taking this record list. Okay. what could be the issue here? Refresh this page. Okay, so let's call cart ID method and see if this works. So what I did in the meantime, I used a system event that was or a change. So whenever we are changing the list, we are getting the list here changed. We are calling method that is create cart items, and then in that method I'm just getting whatever the list we are getting from the UI, and then I'm just adding the ID of each and every beer into a list of string, and then we are going to send this list of string to our get cart ID method, and then in this get cart ID method we are passing the beer list. So I just change a method that is get cart ID with the list of string, and then we are sending this list of string to the cart items method. Okay, so we also need to use the same over here. For the existing and for the new cart as well. So here in this, what we are doing, we're just associating, we are checking if the beer is already added as a cart item or not. If not, or if then we are just associating with that beer. So let's go ahead and test this functionality and see if we are able to get that. So what we'll do, we'll just refresh this page, and I will add. So let's say that I'm adding 1, 2, 3, 4 beer. So you can see the total count is 4 over here. So let's go ahead, click on this button. You are getting the success. We are also getting the cart ID. If you click on this, we are also getting redirect to the cart detail page with the cart ID parameter. So let's go ahead to the cart object. You can see we have recently one. If you refresh, we don't have any. So click on this cart 0001, and then here let's see if you are able to see whatever the cart details we have, cart items we have added. So let's go on the detail. You can see we have 4 cart items that we added, 1 2 3 4, and if I click on any cart items, I will be able to see that this is the amber and the quantity is 3. Why we are getting the quantity is 3? Because in the meantime, while I made the changes on the JavaScript and on the Apex classes, I just tested the same way, the same method that we are using currently, either it is working or not. So this is why it's already existing, so the quantity is being changed to the incremented by 1. So here item quantity, what we need to do, instead of using input field, we are going to create changes to the formula field as a formula currency. So let's go ahead and do it right away. So that what we'll do, we'll multiply item quantity into whatever the related beer price is there. So on the object manager, click on object manager, find, we need to find cart item, and then field and relationship. We will see if you are able to change this to the formula. If not, we will create a new field. So go ahead, change field type. Oh, okay, we are not able to change this, so cancel it. We will be creating a new field. We will say that total amount, instead of item amount we will say that total amount. So it will be a formula field that will be item total amount, it will be of currency type, place the decimal as a 2, and then here we will be inserting the field what will be item quantity multiplied by related beer and whatever the price of that beer is. Click on next and save this. So now I'll refresh this. You will be able to see that particular field is added over here on the layout, and that amount will automatically be populated. You can see the quantity is 3 and $1505 because let's go to the beer detail page and see what is the price. The price is 500. So this is how it's working. So next thing is what we need to do. We need to get the cart ID over here, and we need to query all related cart items so that we can, so whatever the cart items, number of items are added here, and the list of all the items with the quantity increment and delete button. So what we'll do on this cart item, whatever the component name is, it's cart detail. So on the cart detail, on the do init, we are already having a do init function that will be called on the initialization of that particular component, and on the controller we are already getting this cart ID. So instead of console log, so what we are doing, we're just getting the page refresh and then going to the state, and then inside the state we are going to get the cart ID. So what we will do, we will console here, console.log, and we will name it as cart ID, and then we will see. So let's go ahead to the component, refresh this, and we'll see on the debug on the console log either we are able to get the ID from the parameter or not. So you will see we are able to get the ID. So now what we'll do, we will if you go to the component, you can see that here we have a method that is named at get cart items with the help of cart ID. So what we are going to do, we are going to utilize the same class and the method of this class. So on the cart detail component, we are going to add attribute, and that is this one, and then we will be utilizing the method of this class, this method, so for getting the ID. So let's go ahead on the do init of cart detail component. We have, okay, so what we'll do, we'll create an action parameter, action variable, c dot get cart items, as we need to send the parameter. So we will be setting parameters and then callback function. Then we will be sending the action $a dot in queue action, and here we will be passing our action attribute. So for this set params, we have one attribute, and then we are going to pass this cart ID. So let's go ahead, pass this cart ID over here, go to the class, find the attribute name, put it over here, and for this one what we are going to do, cart info controller. Okay, I'll remove this one as well, and then this alert as well. So we are going to use this particular thing inside our action, and we are going to remove this. Control A, shift tab, it will automatically be intended. So now what we'll do, we'll just get the result data, response dot get return value, and we'll console that data. So you will see result data. Okay, so now you refresh this page, we will be able to see the component and the component records, whatever those are there on the controller. No, we are not able to get. Why we are not able to get? So oops, the state, it is duplicate parameter. So what we'll do, we'll create a new parameter, state response, that will be response dot get state, and then we are going to use response whatever is here. Okay, let's refresh this page. Now let's see if you are able to get. Yep, now we are able to get, you can see the map, a map of beer, ID, quantity, and what is the name of that item. So now if instead of this I just I try to length, and let me see what I can debug over here. Okay, it's an undefined. Why it's undefined? length is length. Okay, no issue. So as of now, as we are able to get the map, so because we are returning the map from here, that is ID and then cart item. So ID is the beer ID and then cart item is the cart item. So here we are also getting beer ID, name, item quantity, and we can also say from the cart item we have also total amount. We can also say that we can return total amount, and then here we can iterate through the map on the cart. Okay, this is not the right, and this is not the right place. Okay, I think, yep, remove this. So go to the cart detail controller. What we need to do, we need to create a list so that we can store item lists over there, and then iterate on the map. That will be where key in whatever the map is this. So how it will work, it will work for the key are we are sending the key as the ID of beer, and then the result data, what is whatever the data we have. So let me console the same the data that we are going to get over here. So we'll just getting the data respective to the key. So it's a key. Now let's go ahead, refresh the page, and we will be good to go. So here you can see we are able to get the list, and now we can push this list. Instead of consoling, we can push this list over here on the item. So item dot push this, and as we have object here that is the attribute that is named as cart item list, we are going to put that value over here. So component dot set v dot this cart item list, and then the items. So let me explain you this for loop once. So how what we are doing, we are just replicating the same for loop as we do in the apex. Let me write the pseudo code for apex as well. What we do here in the apex, we do for, let's say that if it is returning beer as a value, sorry, cart item, we are writing as a cart item, so it will be cart item underscore c. We can say that item colon, then here let's say that this is the map, then values. And if you wanted to get it over here inside, so what we do, we just use dot get, and then we pass over here like whatever the key we have. Sorry, so no, this is like key set instead of value, just key set, and it's a string, and we can just say that here, and we'll get here cart item. So the same thing is going over here. We are iterating on the key with the map, and then for getting the items over from the map, we are using the same concept like get item. So here in JavaScript there is a bit different thing, that is we need to pass the value in the we need to pass the index, whatever the key we wanted to pass here as index. So now let's go ahead, as we are setting this value on the component side, and we are also using, we are showing the component.cart length, and if the length is greater than 0, we are also calling the cart item component. So we will also see what we are using inside the cart item. Okay, so inside cart item we are not using anything. We can just go ahead v.cartitem.name. Okay, so let's go ahead on the component, refresh this page, and we will see how it works. So you can see we are able to get the cart item are 6. There are 6 cart items, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So let me go to the, okay, refresh this. Yep, we have 6 cart item under that cart. So if you go to the cart, you can see we have 6. Okay, we have 6 cart items, so we are able to see the cart item as 6. So now next what we will do, we are going to display, as we are going to display the beer name over here, we are going to display over here what is the total amount, and then beer name, quantity, total amount, and then the delete button if they wanted to remove that. And then here we will also going to some show some information. So we will do this all these things on the next upcoming session. I hope you guys have learned something new over here, how we are building the structure of our shopping cart. See you on the next video. Thank you for watching the video, guys. Thank you.